This week's episode is brought to you by Campaign Refinery, an amazing new email marketing automation tool. Look, in the world of digital marketing, there's a lot to keep track of. We all know this. As much as we're in love with social media and the power of social conversation here at Social Inc. and on the All About Digital Marketing podcast, we are well aware at just how powerful email marketing can be. Email marketing is not dead. In fact, it's never been more important to help you leverage your presence everywhere else into the one channel that you'll own, regardless of what changes Facebook, Twitter, or any other platform makes in the future. I've known the founder, Travis Ketchum, for years, and he's been a past guest on the podcast, episode 15 if you want to listen to it. I've personally used his other products before, and they've been fantastic. The amount of thought that he's put into each and every one of what he's created has been incredible. I'd highly encourage you to try their free 14-day trial at campaignrefinery.com to see what world-class email marketing automation can do for you and your business. Massive thank you to Travis and Campaign Refinery for their support of the All About Digital Marketing show. Welcome to the All About Digital Marketing podcast. The show all about
digital marketing.
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing.
Brought to you by Social Inc., a digital marketing agency specializing in social media and content marketing for brave brands and forward-thinking SMEs. I'm your host, Chris Bruno, and as always, we're here to bring you the most actionable tips, tricks, tools, and insights to help you achieve more when it comes to your digital marketing. Subscribe to the show and be sure to share with a friend if you found something useful or interesting. You can find all the show notes and more information on www.allaboutdigitalmarketing.co.uk. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 57 and are continuing with the new format of one episode per week, which is just one tip, hint, tool, something in particular that we think will help you with your digital marketing, and one episode every week with an awesome guest where we dive into something in particular from their expertise or their niche industry. Today, I'm really happy because this is episode 57 and I get to talk about 3 tools in particular that we use on a daily basis and that infinitely make our lives easier. So I'm going to start off today by talking a little bit about project management. And if any of you are running any kind of digital marketing, you're going to have all sorts of things, or you will have read about all sorts of things like content calendars or a content plan or a strategy plan or anything else like that. You're starting to map out what it is that you want to be creating, when it is that you're going to be publishing it. And as you grow, you're going to end up with more people involved in that process. So that might include a freelancer who's helping you to write content. It might include a team member who's going to help you to post that content, or it might be a web developer who's going to put that onto your website and publish that latest post. For us, we've ended up using Asana. We've been using them now since end of 2017, and it has been one of the best changes that we've made internally in our business because it has allowed us to infinitely track and monitor and plan out everything that we're doing on a digital scale. So what does that look like? Interestingly enough, one of the ways that we use it the most is our content planner. When we're planning out what we're going to write about, we've done the keyword research, we're looking at different ideas, and sometimes just when we're having drinks with friends or other people, all the team can go into the content planner, and in our board, we can add very simple task sheets. And these task sheets end up sort of coming up as little cards in the boards. And our boards are split up from ideas to be created, to be approved, and then published. This is a really simple workflow that we've set up. It doesn't have to be the same for everyone and might not necessarily need as many steps for everyone. But from our point of view, it's what really allows us to keep continuously and consistently coming up with ideas for new content at the same time as tracking the progress of the content that we're actually working on. So if you don't currently use any kind of system or any kind of software at the moment for your project management, I highly recommend you check out Asana. It's free to use at the beginning until you need some of the pro features, but to get started, you won't need anything like that. One of the great things is you can add additional people into your Asana boards so that if you do have a copywriter or a content writer who's doing that content creation for you, you can bring them in so that you know what needs to be approved, what needs to be read, what needs to then be sent to the following person. And you can also tag the right people in these task sheets, in these task cards, each way along the process so that they know it's then on them to make that next action happen. The second thing I want to talk about, a tool that we use on a daily basis, is Google Drive. Now, I know that there's a lot of people out there that's going to start by saying, I don't really like Google Drive, or I don't like whatever. It's okay. The truth is you can do the same sorts of things on Microsoft Office. I think it's Office 365 now. And you can even do the same thing on Pages as long as everybody's on the same system. The nice thing about Google Drive is no matter who you're using, if it's a third party or otherwise, they can get access through the very simple internet browser, which makes a massive difference. They don't need any particular kind of software. But why do I talk about Google Drive? Simple. When you're in the content creation phase and you're getting somebody to help you write articles, or you need to leave feedback on an article, or you're actually looking to get that article then onto the next person in the step to make sure that it gets prepared on your WordPress website and then published, for example, one document can do the lot in Google Drive. Everybody who's involved can see access and get access to that document at the time when they need to get it. So that starts off by you identifying what that particular blog title is going to be. The writer can then spend the time writing the blog post that it's going to be. At that point, you can then go in to leave any comments, feedback, make any changes that you want to have done to it. And once it's finished, you can then simply share that same document with your web developer or with your web designer or whoever's in charge of your website to make sure that actually gets put onto the website properly. That little bit of process, not having that, final edit version 2, final .docx file sat on your desktop makes a huge difference. Everybody's working in a live environment where as you're changing, they can see the changes. As your writer's writing, you can see what he's writing. And everyone's working in a real-time environment that saves hundreds of hours per year for us, I'm sure of it, and allows us to really be effective in terms of how we pass content through each people's hands at the time when they need to actually access it. The last tool that I was going to talk about today is Hootsuite. But I want to make this clear. None of these tools are paying us to talk about them. So when I say Hootsuite, you can always use something like Buffer or Sprout Social or anything else like that. The reason we use Hootsuite is it's the first one that we started working with about 10 years ago. And we just sort of enjoyed it, liked it at the time. And then more importantly, it's just carried on growing and we were grandfathered in, not going to lie to you. Why do we use Hootsuite? Simple. It makes our life an absolute breeze in comparison to having to post everything at any particular time and remembering to do so. By us being able to batch content like we talked about in episode 55, we can now put everything up and online and schedule it across multiple different platforms very quickly, very easily. And again, we can check what the calendar schedule looks like so that we know what's coming up next, what's going to go out next week, what times, dates, when things are going to be planned and when things are going to be published. These tools honestly save us hundreds of hours every single year. Even if you're a small business, keeping track of where you are and what you're doing with some kind of a project management software like Asana is going to make a massive difference. And at the same time, using things like Google Drive or Google Docs, whatever you want to call it, to be able to easily share links with the other people involved in the process. And again, a scheduling tool like Hootsuite, which will allow you really simply, quickly, and effectively to get any content, any batch content that you've created up and online, scheduled, ready to go, leaving you to focus on the things that really matter, as opposed to wasting time trying to catch up, trying to keep up to date, and trying to make sure that you're doing what you need to do when you need to do it. That's it from me today, guys. If there's anything that you have any questions about, feel free to check out the website. There'll be a load of show notes where we'll give you the links to these particular softwares and why we think they're great. But more importantly, we'd love to hear your feedback on this new format. If you can find us on social media, it's Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and it's very simply @allaboutdigmar. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you found this helpful. And if you have any questions, ask us as well. And the team will get back to you to reply and answer and help you, hopefully, in any way we can. Have a great day.
The All About Digital Marketing podcast is brought to you by Social Inc., a distributed digital marketing agency specialized in delivering results through online campaigns. Whether it's content marketing, social media marketing, online advertising, or web design, we've got you covered, from strategy through to delivery. If you're struggling with your digital marketing, get in touch today by simply visiting www.socialinc.co.